Hey everyone, Adwin's here, and Ashley's back. Okay, real quick, I just want to say that if it isn't obvious, this is going to be a different kind of video. I did experiment with a non-scripted quote discussion about recent news, and I figured I'd just give that another go because this is definitely something I need to talk about, or at least I feel like I do. This decision has gotten people talking, at least. I wouldn't say they're like up in arms or anything, though some people are upset at Ashley, being here, and just as equally excited for some others. And there's also the fact that I haven't done any reviews recently. That is honestly completely intentional. I intentionally skipped Valentine's Nagisa, and a unit that we will get to a little bit later. We will talk about them, those units, and also why I've been skipping them, but you guys could probably guess why. But I'm here to talk about Ashley, my favorite little garbage can. Because if you guys didn't know, and I doubt that you don't know, but just as a refresher, Ashley Taylor was a girl who was supposed to be released for the North American servers, like, exclusively. That was like one of the big selling points of the game when it was announced, that Ashley would be our girl. Like, you could only get her from the English servers. But yeah, she's maybe trash, but she's adorable. How could you hate her? But as you guys know, English servers are kind of dead. And with the English servers, we thought Ashley was also gone forever. But there was some talk amongst the fan base about, like, would Ashley Taylor ever come to Japanese servers? And I felt like that there was like a strong case for her to not come back. But like, her coming to the Japanese servers wasn't like impossible either. They wouldn't want to waste like resources like that, though. Like, at the same time, I feel like if they did not care about her, then I wouldn't be surprised. But let me tell you why I thought she was not going to come. And I might be pulling up some notes here because like, since this is unscripted, I'm gonna have a bunch of notes. I just have like show notes and stuff to kind of organize myself, since I usually script my stuff. But Idolmaster, Cinderella Girls Starlight Stage, going back to 2015, first year of the game. They released a set of limiteds for these two girls, Rina Tada and Ogata Chiri. They were great. They're limited units. These weren't the first limited units ever in the game, but it's still very early in the game. They were unable to limbs are usually rerun, like, for any gacha game at some point in some way, because there's always that little bit of text when you look at the gacha details or all the legal stuff saying these units, cards, whatever it is, they may be reprinted sometime in the future. For this particular set, they left out that statement. Whether it was an accident or intentional, who knows? I think it was an accident, because like I said, this is not the first limited set for these two girls. But like, the first limited set in the game had that statement that these may be reprinted in the future. But because of that mistake on their part, these girls never saw the light of day after that first gacha in 2015. So I was able to pull them. Like, eventually they came out with another gacha in the future called Memorial Gacha, where you could, roll past limbs. And we were like, oh, they're not going to rerun these girls because they were technically not, legal. Because like, if they reprinted them, that would go against their own terms, and that would be legal. They took that seriously. Even if it was a mistake, they took it seriously, and they were never able to rerun them for, like, No, 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 no. Memorial came out in 2019, I think. 2019 or 2020. Either way, that was like 4 to 5 years. They were unable to reprint these cards. So if you missed them the first time around, you were shit out of luck until 2019 or 2020. But there they are again. But we can pull them again. It doesn't say it here because it usually says gacha availability, but it doesn't mention the Memorial gacha. So I asked, why were they able to reprint these gachas? And the answer I got was, clauses in the contract tend to last only 3 years. Okay, sure. Like, not 100% on this, but that was the answer I got. The only more sure answer I got when I asked this question to the server, a few months ago. So I figured, okay, Ashley is definitely not coming for at least this amount of time, because even though they did say that Ashley was going to be NA exclusive. So I figured she's not going to be coming because, Japan is not NA or EN. So that's legally binding. But maybe in 3 years. I mean, I definitely don't know the way the contracts work for this specific instance, but that was my general best guess. But here we are. Almost 1 year exactly after Ashley's release. She's here. She's here. And what's my next point? Do I go to straight reviewing her? Okay. So here's the thing though. Ashley's back, but she's got a few changes about her. So this is her stats in Japanese. Let's actually take a look at her stats in English. So just a reminder, these stats are always like 4-star awakened. For some reason they never show their stats when they're 5-star awakened. It's fucking stupid, but it's what we got. So look at her attack, 7,000, defense 6,559. Now look at this, like the red numbers are Spirit Enhancement, but we ignore those because like that's gonna mess with our calculations. Max attack at 4-star unawakened, or awakened, excuse me. No, it is max 4-star, 4-star max level. 8,000 and 6,800, and HP is also increased as well. And you guys, if you're unable to read the Japanese, you also notice there's a difference between the Connect and the Magia. So she had Bewitch, which is Dazzle in Japanese. And she also had Guaranteed Poison on her Magia, of course Bewitch. But let's actually go to the news post, which has this has the stats translated and all that. Where is it? Connect. Blast damage up 7, which is I think it's 70%, which is the same. And Guaranteed Charm. So instead of Dazzle, we have Charm. Magia. Also Guaranteed Charm instead of both Poison and Dazzle. Or Bewitch, whatever. And wait, actually no, hold on. Yeah. They also added Ignore Damage Cut. That's not the right page. But they also added Ignore Damage Cut to Self and Blast Up. That's and the Blast Up to Self. And then for the Doppel, which they're releasing her Doppel. Where is it? The duration of the buff extends to 5 turns, and the Blast Up is given to all allies. So, the case in point here is that the Japanese version is different. And actually, if I show you guys the art, they've also shown us some of the art. But if you look carefully, art style is different between NA and JP. Is it gonna work if I do that? I guess not. And come on. And then look at this is her Flower Memorial art. Victory pose. There's very subtle changes in her coloring and in her the way that her eyes are drawn too. And just so people don't get like in a tizzy because I'm sure people would. I think this is all by the same artist anyway, so it's not like the guy was replaced or anything like that. And her actual card art for her actual character has changed too, but I don't have those pictures on me. So why am I bringing all this up? Because like the stat changes are just so small in comparison. Like, you know, sure, she gets like a buff across the board. I think it's because of something with the typing, and the Spirit Enhancements will actually put her on average as far as like Spirit Enhancement goes. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter that much. The status ailments do matter, but I'll get to that later. But I think this is the reason why they're able to release her only 1 year into it, because she's legally distinct now. She's legally distinct from the American version, and that's just fucking hilarious to me. Like, I've already shown you like how it's subtle, but it's noticeable in the art style for here. So like the art involving Ashley is legally distinct. Like, none of this is confirmed at all officially, but that's what I think. Like, they made all these changes just so they could release our lovable Trashley Taylor to the Japanese audience. And I'll actually get to like the implications of the actual changes later, but my thoughts on Ashley's release itself. I think this is really good because Ashley's character is not going to be wasted. Or like I think like Ashley represents the North American servers because like she's our legacy. So the fact that they released her here means our legacy will live on. And I think that's really good because like Japanese players can also enjoy her character. I think her character is really interesting. Like, she may be a trash weeb, but her story is actually interesting. She's really cute. I love her voice lines, even as Mimi as they sound in English. But I think it's really cool that they're not letting her go to waste, and they're putting her in the game. However, there are people who think this is a bad thing, who think that putting her in the game actually spits on our legacy. And I'm oversimplifying both arguments here for and against Ashley. But the reason why they think Ashley is Ashley being released. No, hold on. How can I word this? Because like it was so funny because I was talking about this with some other people in the Discord, and our reasoning for our reasoning for our own opinion was exactly the same. Like I said, the reason, like, they are respecting our legacy because Ashley is here. And then someone else said, no, that doesn't make sense. They're disrespecting our legacy because Ashley is here. Like again, I'm oversimplifying both sides of the argument here, but those were the statements that were said, give or take a few words. It's really interesting because like at that point, it's really just a matter of perspective. Did Ashley really need to like stay in the garbage can with the rest of us and like rot there? Like, my opinion is that like if they didn't put her in there, she would have rotted into obscurity, nothingness. Like, that would just have been proof that Aniplex never really cared about our server, or at least not after we went downhill. But people are thinking that like other people say that her inclusion here is basically leaving us in the dust, saying that like, well, you know, Ashley was our girl, but now you're just giving her to the JP players, releasing her as a new limited unit. She is still limited, but they're still treating her like a new unit, and she's also getting better treatment. Like, this is an event announcement. We never got an Ashley event, so why did they get an event? Why didn't we get it? And I totally get that. But honestly, my opinion is that all of this is only out of respect. Well, of course, there's some money grubbing in there too, but like, they're at least, I feel like this isn't like a disrespect on us. Like, of course they're doing this so they can get money from people, because like she's a limited unit, she's interesting gameplay wise because she has 4 blast discs, and she's interesting character wise because she's an American. But but then like gachas always do that. They always do things for money. So as scummy as gachas tend to be, that's not new. I'm not sure if I was going anywhere else with this, but I personally think that Ashley being included is really good, and it's actually respecting us. Oh, of course, and it's people who are really angry at this too is like probably the people who rolled for her as well, because you guys probably know how horrible it is to save gems in this game, and even ignoring the whales, who, you know, like they spent a lot. If they spend a lot of money on Ashley, then I would be pissed too if I saw like, oh well, now my money feels like it's gone to waste. But even if you're free to play, because gems were so hard to get, like you spent all that time hoarding all those gems or buying them all to get the exclusive girl, and she's no longer exclusive. Like, or like I can't have her anymore because I don't play on JP, or I don't have enough time to, you know, to grind stones to get Ashley if you ended up migrating to JP. That's completely understandable. And honestly, there's nothing much to say because I'm not going to try to convince you guys that I'm not trying to convince you guys that your opinion is wrong, that Ashley coming here is bad. I think it's good for me, or I think it's good like in general, because like Ashley just has a lot of coolness about her. But if you're angry about Ashley being here, then that's okay. I'm not going to tell you not to be angry. It's I guess it's one of those like agree to disagree kind of things. What's my timetable right now? Oh wow, I've already spoken longer than I usually do in my review videos. Isn't that great? This was meant to be like a quick thing, and yet here I am. Okay. Alright, calm down. It's fine. This is honestly better for me, I think, if I do it this way. But I'm gonna end up being longer than usual and some other people who do things like this. But that's neither here nor there. Now let's actually talk about Ashley. Ashley Taylor. So she is, as I mentioned before, a 4 blast disc. If you've seen my review on her, all of her stuff still applies here for the most part. She's a blast gorilla, like blast Godzilla more like, and she's basically a glass cannon, like nothing new there. Even with her new stats, it's gonna be the same way, because like that's like this is like average glass cannon stats, even with the buffs. But what's more pertinent to her JP form is the change in her status ailments. Instead of Bedazzle or Bewitch, she gets Charm. I've talked about the difference between Charm and Blind-like effects before, where Charm is arguably worse because like you take them out of the disc pool, and you risk like a Puella combo or something from other units on the enemy team. While Dazzle, it keeps the affected units discs in the pool, and those discs could just miss, and then you just miss out on damage altogether. So that's like kind of a there are times where Charm is better because like if you're only facing one enemy, if you charm that enemy, then you just get a free turn. But I've mentioned that in videos before as well. So what I really like here is a blast up and ignore damage cut. So she only has one Axel disc, but she has some other. But if you do get to Magia, it's worth it because like now you've buffed your own blast discs, and you're definitely going to like be hitting for max damage, like depending on your Memoria, connects, things like that. And that's really good if you can get to Magia. But since MagiReco has been pushing more towards Magia in general, then I think this is fine. This is a great buff, and it's good for her if you can reach Magia, which I'm sure people will build around. But she's also getting Spirit Enhancement, so that's also pretty cool. Her active skill, which is what people usually look at first. Guaranteed anti-provoke and guaranteed anti-evade. that's really good for mirrors, because like those two ailments, or not ailments, those two statuses are very important for like, you know, redirecting attacks, messing up your damage, things like that. Very, very important. So it's really good that this is there. There's really not much else to say about that. Blast MP gain up is bad. It's bad. I mentioned this before, but it's just bad. Because Blast MP is not affected by any other MP buffs. It's not affected by Axel, except for like maybe an Axel first disc bonus or something. It's not affected by MP gain up at all. It's just that, like. And then, but 5. That's interesting, right? We usually get 2 and 3, which is 2 gives us 2 MP, and 3 gives us 3. So we can assume that she'll only get 5 MP from this Blast Salutation. Still bad, because like if I do the calculations real quick in my head, like maximum 9 times 5 is 45. That's barely half a double. Not that great. And usually if you want to ramp Magia, you want to do that in 1 turn. I'm honestly not even sure if you can get the remaining 55 MP when you get attacked by the enemy. I don't think that's viable. Anti-debuff shield, also really good, actually. In mirrors specifically, Mito Rain, which is attack down then damage down, I think, or damage down. Yeah, attack down and defense down. One of the most common active Moria in the game, because it's like one of the best ones. You only ignore 1 debuff. But in this case, if you use the Mito Rain on Ashley, and the ignore debuff is still in effect, you would be ignoring this, because it's the debuffs are applied like left to right, I think. So sure, your defense would go down, but your attack would not. So like if you survived the enemy team, then you can come back at full power, because like this is really strong. Like enough Mito Rains or other debuffs that could like reduce your damage output by a lot. 50% is already a lot. But if you could just ignore that, that's a big deal. Let's see. I think her I don't honestly, I don't know if the Memoria has changed, but great success in the long for lane. Is that victory pose? Hang on. Yeah, it is. It's victory pose. Why did they change the name? I don't know. Maybe to make it legally distinct. I don't know. Chance to bind and attack up. That's pretty good. Victory pose. Let's do that. Let's check it real quick. I should have prepared more, but okay. Yeah. So it's basically the same. So Ashley, is she gonna be good? Of course she's gonna be good. She's gonna be fucking fantastic. 4 blasts. That's like fantastic damage output. And for mirrors, I've talked with some other people about it, and then it's just like, she has some applications, but I think those applications only really apply if you are like a super whale and you're already like getting 4-slot Iroyachis, 4-slot Surachis, things like that. And I'm like, no, come on. But, excuse me. So, I think like Ashley would be a interesting pull for mirrors if you really want her, but people are going to be getting her for the 4 blasts, the novelty of her 4 blasts, and the novelty of a character. Maybe it's not a novelty character, but she's a cool character. People will definitely roll for her, and that's okay, because Ashley's great. And like even like, so there's like a community of people in Japan who don't know about Ashley, and they're like really excited for her because like, oh, 4 blasts, wow, that's so interesting, it's so weird, why is it 4 blasts? Is charge really the worst disc now? Are they going to do 4 charge or 4 axle in the future? And well, calm down, first of all. Second of all, that's great. People are talking about Ashley, and this, again, I feel like this is another point in our favor, that like Ashley was ours. And now Japan's going to be able to experience an interesting character like her, both in gameplay and character-wise. And people are like, she's a head turner, and that's great. People are going to remember us. And like, they'll use her to her full potential. Because now she's getting Spirit Enhancement. Anyway, that's all I have to say about Ashley. Probably should split this video in two because I will go into the units I've skipped. And so actually no, you know what? That's a great idea. I'm going to end the video here, just so I could you know, make it so it's not a big watch. Like, I know a lot of other analysis videos run this long too. How long are we running here? 25 minutes. Yeah, I've talked about a lot, and hopefully like the second half, which we'll be talking about the previous limited units and some new Spirit Enhancement, those will go a little better. So I guess I'll see you guys in a little while. Please roll for Ashley, or you know, spend your money wisely, but like, Ashley, just care her. Just care her. I care her. You guys should care her too.